Hey folks, man, this is Monk, and we are here with another From the Canopy Film Show. And I'm joined as always my co-host. We got Cornelius, aka Evil Corny.
What's up?
What's up, man? How's it going?
What's going?
I feel you, man. I'm just hoping I can stay alive until next Thursday so I can see Wakanda Forever.
I see it next Friday night. So I kind of have to make sure I don't get called in. I'm on call next weekend. Yeah, I bought a 10:30 at night show, ticket, and hopefully everything goes smooth. But yeah. I'm off the next Monday. But I this is one of those films where I can't wait to see it because I don't want anybody spoiling anything for me on this film. Yeah, man, it's going to be crowded for you on Friday night. I'm wondering what the thing looks like because I bought my ticket it felt like a month ago, so I don't know. And I think I was there was two other people that had bought tickets, so I bought it as soon as they were available. But I don't know. Maybe now if I look at it, it probably looks different. That's the magic. That's the magic with AMCA lists. Mm-hmm. I can look right now and see when I bought my ticket.
But yeah, man, it's kind of crazy too. I'm jealous because I've been listening to people who have already seen it. I was watching the Blackout Tips, and they had this guest on DJ Ben.
I listened to it. I listened to it today.
And I'm like, oh my god, I need to see this. And I know a bunch of other people who got advanced screenings and stuff. So I just
a friend of the show and guest Gray Drake saw it. Her husband. I saw on Instagram where they had seen it, and I talked to her, and she loved it. So I don't know. I'm so hyped.
Mm-hmm. And the people don't know this is the end of phase 4, and I think they're going to end this phase in a big way, like they typically do. So, I think this is going to be must see, man. No matter how you feel about Black Panther, just to get that greater chunk of the bigger Marvel story as well, man. I think this thing is going to set some things off or put things in motion, and you got to see it.
That's one of the things about it. You really don't know what's going. Well, we know the multiverse stuff is happening, but we really don't know what's going on in this phase. So this is going to be interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, on a lot of levels, man. As well as just what even the what's going to happen to the Black Panther himself, and just what we see in these trailers, what the Wakanda itself is dealing with now that people know what they are now. They're not hiding, and playing a small role, in a bigger global thing. So, yeah, man, it's going to be interesting, man. I'm really hyped to see how this thing is going to play out. But we got some news, man. We'll start with that. A little bit of that today. And I guess a lot of this news is from upcoming projects, man. So this is interesting. So we got Lupita Nyongo, and she's joining the cast of the Quiet Place spinoff, A Quiet Place Day One. And this film is going to be directed and written by the director of Pig, Michael Sarnowski.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's kind of interesting. He's pretty solid. I like that movie. And that's all we know. I don't know the setup or anything about it, what character role she's going to play, but she's definitely in it. And I'm guessing day one was probably going to be the very first.
Yeah, what we saw in the second film when everybody was just at the ballpark and all that stuff, and shit happened.
Started coming out of the sky and stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's not too many films that I've ever seen her in that I didn't like. Mm-hmm. And even if she played a small part.
She's good at picking stuff too, so we're going to see her next week on that Wakanda Forever. So my next one includes Rob Morgan, and he's going to produce and star in a crime film called Dixie Crystal, and this is going to be based on the real life FBI operation of the same name from the brothers Connor and Jake Allen, who also did a film called No Man's Land. So the film centers on the FBI special agent Jim Anderson, played by Rob Morgan, who faces the overwhelming job of ridding methamphetamine from Harlan, Kentucky, a sprawling mountain ghetto policed by only a handful of lawmen. Over the course of the pick, Jim finds himself pitted against a former coal union boss turned drug kingpin. He's got a different skin color and a badge, and that means little in the hollers, as the neighborhoods in Appalachia are known to be called. And he recruits a local cop, a native of Harlan, and recovering addict played by Jake Allen to assist him. So this sounds like it could be interesting, and it's kind of cool, man. Like, because I was thinking, just off the name, it might be something set in the past, but if they're talking meth, then that's probably a more modern setting, and it kind of makes sense when you got the kingpin was a former coal mine boss, and now he's flipped over to meth. So that's crazy, man. That might be interesting, dude. I'm gonna keep an eye on that one.
I think the show Justified with Timothy Oliphant, that might have been set in Harlan, Kentucky.
Okay.
Yeah.
This story is interesting right here. So apparently Paramount is doing some restructuring. We know we do have the Paramount network, and I think is there a Paramount streaming service? I think as well.
Yeah, Paramount Plus.
Yeah, Paramount Plus. So they're eyeing meaningful and sizable cost cuts with possible restructuring going into quarter 4. So they're planning in cost cuts as it looks to balance streaming investments with declining pay TV operations. So let me see where I get the details. So they're contending with a complex environment and economic period. In response, he said the company's taking an aggressive, precise actions to gain additional efficiency across our cable networks, streaming platforms, advertising, sales, marketing, and global operations. This will yield cost savings next year, as well as long-term strategic benefits. We're taking advantage of the current market to accelerate these efforts. So I don't know. Maybe, it's just the economy right now, man, and restructuring. There's a lot of competition right now. I'm not sure how many subscribers Paramount Plus has, as a whole, but they do have some big IPs, man. Star Trek continues to be really huge, and they've always had they got some classic films as well, man. Film properties, they've always been pretty heavy contenders in the film market.
They were pretty much distributing the MCU before Disney bought them too. Mm-hmm. The first I guess they were kind of crossed between Universal and Paramount, but the first couple of MCU films were actually Paramount. Distributed films. Marvel. Marvel started their own studio, but they were using Paramount for distribution. The thing is, right now, I think I might have mentioned on the podcast a couple of weeks ago, or I guess it's been about 2 or 3 months. They had a bundle with Paramount Plus and Showtime. Mm-hmm. And I jumped on that because I was paying $15 for Showtime through Spectrum. Now I pay $7 for Showtime with Paramount Plus. Mm-hmm. And you throw in everything having to do with CBS, because CBS is part of Paramount, and MTV and Comedy Central. So I think I did. That was probably the wisest choice I've made, choosing the streaming service, and getting rid of some I had on cable. Yeah.
So that's interesting right here. It says in here, so Showtime is an area of focus for Paramount's restructuring initiative. In recent weeks, after the exit of the premium network's longtime leader David Nevins, other personnel moves have reflected the larger decision to bundle Showtime's streaming service with Paramount Plus. This next chapter of Showtime is going to be particularly compelling, they say. We have a set of in-progress organizational moves that will see Showtime benefit from further integration with the rest of the company. It'll potentially introduce new ways to create incremental value, both with consumers and for distributors. It's going to unlock some significant synergies. He also noted that the TV ad market was holding up better than the digital ad market, and says CBS's upfront base focus on volume allowed it to navigate a softening environment. So I guess it seems like, they're having more success just on the regular live TV end of it than they are with the ad revenue being generated from their streaming services. So I guess their structures are an effort to, I guess cater to what's their strengths, what they're actually doing good with versus what they're not doing so well with. But
I'll be honest though, Corey, I don't really, in the next couple of years, I kind of wonder how cable television is going to work out, because you have a lot of streaming services that you kind of, like I said, I pulled my Showtime away from Spectrum just because of this bundle. And HBO is kind of locked in because how HBO Max is set up. I get HBO Max just by having HBO on Spectrum, but on that I was going to try to swap out, but it's no difference in price, so it wasn't worth me changing out. But
because I think what we'll see, man, I think just the demographic will change, man. Honestly, so I feel like older users, that are probably late 50s, 60s, they probably don't have the patience that we would have to jump between different apps, because some days through the course of a day, like say a Sunday where I'm not really doing anything, I might jump between 4 and 5 apps throughout the day just watching stuff. I'll jump through HBO, I'll go to Hulu, but I don't see, maybe older users just don't have that patience and they're just used to the regular cable model. Everything's right there and I'll just flip through this remote. But I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting to see, because I do have the patience, but also I'm kind of running out of patience where new services just aren't that attractive to me unless, like even with Showtime, it'd be cool if I can get that bundle, but the way it's set up now, I just add Showtime into my YouTube TV. It's integrated. Okay. It's just an add-on into that. I might could do better if I did get that bundle and probably save some money, but at the same time, I'm not necessarily wanting Paramount right now. It's like, and then the thing is, like, there's a lot of ways that some of these things you're able to get them in different ways than going straight to that source. Like AMC Plus, I'm kind of interested in that Walking Dead spinoff where it's more like an anthology, but at the same time, I'm not really trying to sign up to AMC Plus to get that. I might just wait until it actually comes to where I could just.
Okay, one of the things kills me with AMC Plus is like I already pay for Shudder, and it looked like a lot of the horror shit should be on Shudder also, which I don't understand because that's the same company.
Because like we'll get to the point now where we're a lot of things are overlapping, man. And sometimes if it's not that big of a like I know Peacock and all this and that, and they've got programs, but it's like if this is 1 or 2 shows, do I feel like it's worth it to go in and go all in and subscribe to that for those couple of things? Then I mean, honestly, there's more stuff out that I want to watch than I can watch anyway with the stuff that I already have. So I've just kind of just sit back and pull myself back and smack myself like, dude, you can't watch everything,
Corey,
I want to, but I can't.
It's so many series. Like I keep on forgetting about watching Invincible, which I love the comic book.
That's a great one.
But like the whole reason for me to get Amazon Prime was just because like the Lord of the Rings show came out, and then Blade Runner. But it's a couple things I've been watching on it. But then I come back around and like all the new stuff that I could watch. At lunch today, I was just at work and I was looking through Hulu and found a Black Adder with Rowan Atkinson. It's one of my favorite comedy shows, and I start watching that shit dying laughing like it was my first time watching. But this might be almost a 30-year-old show, and I'm watching that instead of watching something brand spanking new. So I don't know.
I'm kind of the opposite, man. I'm always looking for the new, or at least something I haven't seen. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a few movies that I will spend any time, or I throw in the background regularly while I'm working. But I'm always kind of looking for the new, man. So that's kind of my dilemma. Yeah. But there's a lot of options out here, man. So the last thing I want to bring up with our news, man. We did get a new trailer for Avatar: The Way of Water. And I think this might be actually the final trailer, unless they drop another one right before it comes out, because we're actually it's about a month away. Yeah, a month and a few days. But got this thing pulled up on my screen here, man, and it's kind of cool. I still don't know what the plot's going to be. I mean, we got a lot more different images than we saw in the previous teasers we've got. So it's kind of cool, man. Just seeing how they realize this world, and it's also got me wondering, man, like how long has this thing been in post production? Because this thing looks good. Like, and I know we've had like struggles with CGI lately. I know people have been complaining about the conditions of workers and just the demand. Disney's eating up a lot of the demand from the CGI studios, but it looks like Avatar was not affected. This shit looks good.
Well, I think it was almost like Maverick in a way, to where they probably couldn't have released this last year, because it was one of the films that was kind of affected by like COVID and everything. But I know he's been making this film, or making the last two, for several years. And I want to say it probably couldn't have dropped last year, but it might not have the same impact as it will this year.
Well, it says here
Spider-Man, that might have fucked it up, but this year I don't see anything holding Avatar back.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking at stuff right here. So I think they were done around maybe late 2018 and early 2019 with filming, the film. So I guess they've had about a good 3 years, to do the CG stuff and all of that.
I know. I just remember last year that he it got set back because I think it got set back a year because of something.
I feel like last year would have made sense just because of what COVID was doing to things, and and like the theaters weren't really fully back yet. I think the biggest thing that I saw probably that year might have been the Quiet Place 2. Because I remember when that came back, and I think my theater had just reopened, and that was like one of the first big budget things that came back. But Spider-Man
made a crap load of money last year. That was last year. I want to say that still might be the most crowded I think I've been in the theater, since this whole situation.
So I think Quiet Place was like maybe May or something like that. I think it came early, and then and then it seemed like a lot of projects were just scared to come out. They didn't know, they weren't confident in the market. Yeah. But I was looking at this trailer, man. There is some really new imagery I'm seeing, and just some cool stuff too. At least from what I can understand, there's a couple moments of dialogue, and it seems like Jake and I forgot the other character's name. Jake and Neytiri, and they got kids, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it looked like you got another kid coming. I don't know what the timeline.
I think Sigourney Weaver's playing one of the kids.
What?
Yeah, wow. Yeah.
But it's interesting because there's a part 2 where they're looking for someone. It's like, that's wild. But then there's a part 2 where they run into like another group of Navi people, and they're like, "Yo, don't bring your war here." And I'm wondering, are they being pursued, by the same company that was trying to get the unobtainium in the first film? But the imagery on this thing is beautiful, man. I'm just looking at just some of these set pieces and just these creature designs, man. This thing is like, it looks amazing, dude. Like, this thing is crazy. There's a part where they're like running through this like little, looks like kelp, like a kelp forest.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of this was filmed underwater, meaning our actors had to do the motion capture under the water. And there's reports too of certain people being able to hold their breath, for certain amounts of times and stuff. So, was this the one that Kate Winslet is into, or they?
I think she is.
Yeah. So we might get a lot of So we've got Sam Worthington, Zoe Saldana, Sigourney Weaver, Stephen Lang so far. Kate Winslet. Stephen Lang is back.
Yeah.
I thought he died.
Yeah, me too.
Man, that's wild. Screenplay by James Cameron, Rick Jaffa, Amanda Silver. They got a lot of people in the story though.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I'm looking at the credits in the video. But what's wild though, dude? This channel, I'm looking at the official Avatar channel version of this, and this thing has 237,000 subscribers, right? And it's been out since this morning. It's been out for 10 hours. Guess how many views it's got?
3 million.
9 million.
9 million.
Yes. So all your people talking about Avatar and all that, I don't know, bro. The numbers don't lie. This might be the biggest movie of 2022, man, easily. I feel like there's going to be a big, fierce battle with Black Panther and Avatar, but honestly, I think Avatar might have more of a wider spread of appeal than.
But you know what the killer part is. No matter what, Disney wins because both of them are Disney properties.
That's the madness. And you know what's so funny to me, man? James Cameron came out earlier and he was criticizing Marvel and DC. And honestly, I did appreciate his criticism, man, because I mean, if you think about it, it wasn't until Eternals that we actually seen two characters boning. Like for some reason, a lot of those like that, man, we went through all the way through a lot of those things. I mean, I feel like the Russo brothers tried to come back around in Endgame and put a little bit of that stuff in there, like just the romance and the stakes, but it's like it's too late, bro. You got like all these films, man. That is a valid criticism, I think, man, because we kind of pushed, the relationship aspects to the side, and it doesn't get that deep. It's more surface level, but I think they're coming around and including more of that. So this is a criticism of the genre that. Yeah,
but at the same time, it's still a subgenre of the genre that he's making Avatar in. This science fiction. So what the fuck?
Like Avatar 1, they was boning.
Yeah,
they got babies. So the criticism. But it's funny. It's funny to me though because the criticism is directly at his new bosses in a way. So, but at the same time, it's like, what are you going to do, man? You can't really. He got the biggest film probably coming out this year. You can't really It's like, you know what? You're right, Cameron. I agree.
Nah, shut up and make some more movies. I want to fucking see it. I still waiting on my fucking Abyss on 4K or Blu-ray, and I'm still waiting on True Lies on 4K or Blu-ray. Do those things for me while you're playing in the water.
But that's the problem, man. Like, who owns those films, man, right now?
He always worked for Fox, but he had his own production studio, Wildstorm. So not Wildstorm, that's comics. Lightstorm is his production company. So I on those, I kind of want to know. I'm wondering if he has the rights to those films.
Yeah, that's a big question, man. Because the thing is, what are we looking at? It's crazy because I'm seeing one of these Avatar trailer, but it's done in Spanish, and the channel is 20th Century Studios LA, and it's got an official check mark next to it, so it's not like some made up channel. You know what I'm saying? So it's like. It's 20th Century Fox, but I mean they clearly own Avatar, but do they own the previous stuff, the stuff that we're waiting to get released? Like what if Disney puts out like
I know, but
stream of True Lies?
Like I said, his production company is Lightstorm, and it's pretty much a studio like how Weta was in Lucasfilm. Mm-hmm. Lucas has always been ultimate because he actually owns Star Wars and pretty much, just used Fox for distribution until they got sold. But I don't know. He made a lot of money on Avatar, and he made a lot of money on Titanic. So I always kind of wondered how much money he was actually putting in to have some of the films made. So.
All right, dude, I think, hold up. All right, this is not available. See, this is so weird to me, dude. So I don't know. It depends on where you are, but I typed in True Lies. I typed in who owns the rights to True Lies. The internet gets spotty, but it says distributed by 20th Century Fox, North America, Universal Pictures. So 20th Century Fox. Oh, wow. Okay, this is crazy. So 20th Century Fox has the North America, France, and Italy rights. Universal Pictures, through United International Pictures, has the international rights.
Okay.
So all right, but that means
I know it's like a German Blu-ray copy right now. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I don't have a region free player.
So here's the crazy thing, right? And also, as I scroll down under that, it says "Watch True Lies" on Disney Plus, and I click on it, and it doesn't take me there. But I think it
probably outside states.
Yeah, so it's a weird dynamic of what's going on, man. Like I don't know, dude. Wow. Yeah, I don't know if we'll ever get a Blu-ray, dog. Like it's like I said, man. That market.
Yeah, I need to talk to Cameron. I might need to talk to Cameron like on my third time watching the Avatar 2. You know,
that market is getting smaller, dude. I wonder what the numbers are on that, man. Because I mean, there are movies there, but I'm definitely not buying as much as I used to. And when I do buy, I'm going digital. I just bought Nope for. It cost me $20 on digital, man. I was
really
mad, but I really wanted it. So I'm pretty sure if I waited till maybe early next year, I'll probably catch a sale and it'll be like down to 14.
That's a couple. That's a couple film like Nightmare Alley and a couple other ones where I wasn't going to pay. I'm not intending on paying full price on the 4K for. Mm-hmm. I was going to hopefully catch some of those on sale during the Black Friday sale. Mm-hmm. But it's some I'll buy, for what they want. But then some that I just thought were okay movies that I want for my collection that I'm not going to pay full price for.
Yeah. I mean, typically on what I would do on a Friday, I'll get on Vudu and I'll start sometimes at the $4.99 section. And there's a lot of older stuff, but sometimes I'll just be in the mood and like, you know what? I'll buy the thing for $4.99. I mean, I already got the thing, but just an example. But nope, at $20, I couldn't resist it. That was like, that's more than I probably could have bought the Blu-ray disc and whatever for that. But it also had bonus features, which I thought was cool. But $20 didn't seem too bad because I really do like that movie. I
got the 4K and I watched it Monday for Halloween. I looked through the making of. It's kind of trippy because the Gordy character, who is a chimp, it was actually motion capture, and when I'm watching the man that's that's like motion capture, it just I hadn't seen this in theater, so it's kind of registered to me. I was like, I don't remember a dude named Gordy on there, but then I thought about it. I was like, oh, that's mocap, and I was tripping out, but he's pretty much covering himself in blood and everything, like that incident that happens in it. But it's like huh?
It's probably to help the actors also get into the
But I to me, it just didn't register that character was motion capture.
No, I could tell the way he was moving, like that's like I don't know, man. There's still that uncanny valley for live animals and stuff. I'll put it this way, man. If Gordy was like a robot or a machine or like a car, I feel like it's going to feel more natural. But there's something there's still that element of disconnect where with that mocap technology and stuff. Like even when you look at the Navi, it was like as realistic as they look in the lighting and stuff. There's still a degree that where you're like, all right, I'm looking at CG. That this still pops up, and they're getting better and better subtly, but for me, it's still easier to detect, especially when you've got that character versus how a human moves. It's almost like it's too many frames, in a way. In a way, it's too smooth, So I don't know how if we'll ever get over that hump, where you could detect that stuff, especially when you're looking at something like She-Hulk.
I'll tell you one thing that's kind of trippy too is like whenever they released The Hobbit, that was at that high frame rate, and even like the practical effects on that, to where you didn't have CGI, it's something that looks fake about that seeing that in the theater, and it was just humans on the screen. Yeah,
the high frame rate is weird because we're not used to seeing things looking like that. Right? Yeah, so there's a difference. I think the average TV, the frame rate, like for regular standard TV, is probably like 23 to 25 frames per second. And honestly, 60 frames per second, we didn't really start hitting that until video games were coming out. It's funny now, but like when you look at certain YouTube videos and when someone has like the 4K, it has a different look and feel to it that I don't think it's going to be hard to adjust for a 4 film. Like I did enjoy watching that one. I think it was Desolation of Smog was the one that I watched in that high frame rate mode, and it had 3D and it was enjoyable, but it still looked bizarre compared to how every other movie was looking at that time. but it worked. After a while, you're like, all right, I'm in here. Like, this is what it's looking like. So my TV now has a setting, and for a while I had it turned up where everything was looking like that Lord of the Rings, dude. And like at first I didn't like it, but after a while I kind of got used to it, and I just kept it on for a while. But now I kind of dialed it down a little bit, where it's a little bit smoother than regular, but it's not as crazy as the Lord of the Rings looks. So a little bit. You know where I think it benefits the most? When you're looking at older stuff. Like if you put on a film like Rocky or Taxi Driver with that real grainy look, and then you put that smooth effect on it, there's something weird that happens where I think it actually enhances it. But I think newer films, the resolution is just too high. It looks weird.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
If that makes any sense. But
I can understand it.
But older stuff, it seems to enhance it. It makes it actually look a little bit better, you know. But
you notice, like whenever Blu-ray players and 4K players came out, they always had that upscaling, and that kind of made a lot of films look a little bit better. Some of them that were kind of cheaply made, that made them look a lot worse. You know, when you
It would all depend on the transfer or the film, because I got a copy. Like I said, man, I think I told you I got a copy. I got a Blu-ray of First Connection. This shit looks like ass, bro. Like it's awful. It's like high resolution shit, because it's just I don't know if there's a better copy out there somewhere, maybe, but the company that I bought that disc from, it's horrible, dude. Like I had to I forgot what I did. I think I did something to make it look better, but it was like, man, I gotta turn off everything, because whatever the Blu-ray player, the up-res, and it just didn't work.
My First Connection is like a 20th Century Fox version. That's when they had all that.
The DVD of the First Connection looks better than the Blu-ray of the First Connection.
Okay, yeah, I have a DVD version, and I don't think they have like anamorphic screens. Then the anamorphic screen feature.
Yeah,
I don't think that was around then, and I'll if I watch it, it'll probably be in that little bitty box that's that's on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if I'm right, that's how that one is, because my Die Hard trilogy is like that. It was the thick DVD, silver DVDs that silver case DVDs that 20th Century Fox was doing.
Yeah, were those the dual layers? Where
that might have been the first version. It might have been the first generation of dual layers, but they call it. I want to say they might have called it like
second pause halfway through, but it didn't bother me at all.
Yeah,
it'd be like a split second, but you might get a stutter, but they were definitely a lot higher quality, man, than a lot of the stuff.
And that just came because you didn't have a progressive Blu-ray player or DVD player.
Because basically the dual layer was 2 layers of data, so you're almost getting double the data, but instead of it being one continuous line, they were stacked. So after the first stack is done, it will go to the second stack,
and they'll be playing back in reverse. Yeah. So
that was interesting times, man.
Shoot, I want to say, like, one of my first copy of Goodfellas was a flipper. There was a DVD that you had to flip over in the middle. You had to flip the movie in the middle. You had to flip the film in the middle of the movie, just because that was before the. I was like the first generation of Warner Brother DVDs.
Yeah, there were some weird ones I had where you'd have to flip it for. Sometimes it would have
special features.
You had the 16:9 on one side, and then the full screen.
Full screen,
Or like you said, you flip for the bonus features. But later on, I think when they got them better, they just throw another disc in for the bonuses. Man. Here's the crazy thing. I think I got a King Kong sitting on my shelf right here, and it's a special edition, but it's got all these bonus features. It's the extended cut, but you gotta flip the disc halfway through. I'm like, man, this is so ass, dude. Like,
your King Kong?
Yeah, I got a King Kong somewhere. It was the one that I bought in the dollar store or some shit. I'm trying to see. It might be in the living room. No, it's right here, dude. Hold up. It's right on my shelf. Yeah, it's got this thing. Yeah, dude. Oh man, I paid some money for this, bro. This is the best.
Oh, that's the original DVD. Okay, that's a DVD.
So this is the 2-disc special edition. You know what? I don't think this is the extended cut, but I've got the extended cut that it has the. I gotta flip it to for the extended.
Okay, I have that version you got in your hand now.
Yeah,
and then I have the Blu-ray version of it, and you don't have to flip the Blu-ray version.
Yeah, you don't have to flip the Blu-ray version.
And then I have I have that in high def DVD also. I love that film. A lot of people talk shit about that film, but I love that.
My biggest problem with it is the New York part. They spend a lot of time in New York, but this thing is long. It's 3 hours, bro.
Yeah, I know.
Because they spent so much time in New York. How long is the original? It's like an hour, like 90 minutes. I think.
Yes. Might be 90 minutes. Peter Jackson got a hold of that damn film, and he turned that damn thing to Lord of the Rings. I'm surprised he separated the damn 3 films.
I know, right? Yeah. So I think I got another copy. I think I bought that, but I think the other copy I bought was like dirt cheap. It was one of them bargain bin things. The extended cut. But it has some interesting scenes in, man. I feel like you could have probably put that in the original cut if you shortened the New York shit. But I think he was falling in love with that period piece and recreating a lot of that stuff. So, kind of dragged it out a little bit.
There's one thing about that movie
though, dude.
That movie looks good. It looks good on Blu-ray. Yeah, it looks good on Blu-ray.
It looks good, period. Like, that thing was, at the time, yeah.